Good evening to you and a warm welcome if you're just joining. We start with this story. KwaZulu-Natal has moved to set their record straight after claims that the provincial Hawks head was kicked out of his office on Saturday. Police say unusual after-hours activity, a breach of security protocols and concerns over sensitive information led to Major-General Lesetja Senona being asked to leave the state property behind, insisting the move was about safeguarding police systems and not sidelining a senior officer. Earlier, Senona said he'd been kicked out of his office without being given a suspension notice. Senona claims that he and his secretary were allegedly escorted from his office, and this was after their laptops, keys, and all relevant documents were taken. The order was given by the KZN Police Commissioner, General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. Police cited suspicious behavior by Senona in parking on the street instead of his allocated parking bay. He also breached security protocol by not signing the register. All right, let's try and see if we can connect now to the KZN Police spokesperson. That's Colonel Robert Netshiunda. Colonel, good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for making time for us. It does appear that the substance of your statement points to suspicious behavior on the part of Major-General Lesetja Senona. Exactly why were devices taken away from him?
The devices were taken away to protect information that could be in those devices, simply because events leading to the seizure of those devices suggested that there could be sinister motives at play, simply because as a senior manager, General Senona has got a parking in this building that he shares with no one, which is available to him 24/7. For him to come and park on the street for a period coming close to an hour, having a meeting with another colonel in the car, and later getting inside the building with his secretary, not signing the register, raised suspicions that something could be going on. And security personnel who were on duty duly informed the commissioner who was responsible for the entire security of this building. And as a leader who's charged with the responsibility of securing that every information is safe and ensuring that everybody who enters this building is accounted for, send the same security officers to the general to ensure or ask what he was doing in the office. And instead of a cordial and mutual respectful manner, explaining himself or picking up a call, a phone rather, and give a call to General Mkhwanazi, who had sent the security officers, he chose to leave office, attempting to leave with them devices. That's when he was told that he can leave the office if he wants, but not the devices going with him.
Colonel, you'll forgive me for asking for a bit of detail here from you. How many people exactly did Major General Senona go into his office with? And just to be clear, how many people signed the register?
General Senona entered the building back to back with his secretary. He did not sign. Secretary signed, but only for herself. He did not sign for him, because sometimes secretaries will sign for themselves, sign for their boss, indicate that it's two of us here. Then there was another colonel who was also with the three, but entered at his own time. But he's the one who was having a meeting with the general in the car. He never signed as well. So all in all, three people, only one side.
And Senona, through his lawyer's letter, seems to point to what he says is a letter of suspension that has not been served to him, and he does not understand, therefore, why he was kicked out of office. At least that's how he is framing this. Add to that, he says there was a police escort. Not only of him to his house, but also of the secretary that was also followed to her home. Is that true?
We are not aware of any escort which was dispatched to escort him or his secretary to anywhere. All we know is that he was escorted out of the building. He left with his secretary. As to where they went and how they left, we are not aware. And we must explain this, that there are people who qualify for escorts. There are those who don't. So if somebody doesn't qualify for any escort, police do not give such.
General Senona, again, I go back to this suspension that he says clearly it would appear as if he's being treated as a person who's on suspension. He says he has neither received a notice of suspension. If anything, he was carrying out his duties as per normal. And so you've got to explain this to us, General, where this is coming from. You've already explained the part about suspicious behavior. Is there a law that prevents a senior officer from going to office on a Saturday?
The issue of suspension letters can be best answered by the DPCI. He is a DPCI member. He reports to the DPCI senior officials. So they will be best suited to respond to the suspension matters. There is no law that prevents any senior officer from coming to work after hours. Police officers work 24/7, so they can access this building at any time. Hence, even General Senona has got access, full access to this building at any time that he wants to come. If he had entered this building with his registered vehicle here, he would have gone through the boom gate, will open for him automatically. He will go and park his space parking, up the lift, go to his office, do his work, and go home. But the unusual activity of parking on the street for some time, having what looked like a meeting with another colonel in his car, and then entering the building, breaching the protocol of signing to say, I am here, because you enter through the pedestrian entrance, which is the main entrance of this building. After hours, you sign. During office hours, you are going to use your face recognition or your fingerprint. So after hours, you sign and then still use your facial recognition and the fingerprint. So if you are going to ignore signing, which must be done physically, you write particulars, what time you entered, where you are going, for what, and what time you left as you leave the building. That breach of security raised concerns, and the activities leading to him entering the building raised concerns.
Two more questions before I let you go. Was the general in his usual car, or is that part of the suspicion that he may possibly have been in a different car?
He was not in his usual car.
Any further description beyond that?
We would not want to look like we have got a personal attack or vendetta against the general, because giving a description of the vehicle he was driving would be a bit too personal. The concern here is the breach of protocols and him not following what needs to be followed, which raised eyebrows. And if he had explained himself, like I mentioned earlier, properly, whoever wanted the information, he could have continued working if he was working in his office.
Yeah. All right. Finally, Colonel, the statement released by the office of General Mkhwanazi, that's your boss, it goes further to say that the reason you are most concerned here is that Major-General Senona has already admitted before the Madlanga inquiry to leaking information, confidential police information, to a private person. Was that the driving force, perhaps, to why you acted so stringently around him?
it was not the driving force. The driving force was the breach of security protocol. Yes, you are correct to say that we had also to take the devices based also on what happened at the commission, like you mentioned. You will recall that as the police, our primary responsibility is to prevent crime. And when we have the opportunity to prevent crime from happening, we have to prevent it, because if we have the knowledge that somebody has leaked out and is admitted to leaking out information which is sensitive and confidential, why also give the same person the opportunity to leak more information if he wants to? Because taking out computers or laptops with him could perhaps make him be able to share whatever he wants to share with anybody that he wants to share. But it was not the driving force behind what happened. The driving force was the unusual activities, starting from parking his vehicle outside the building instead of parking at his usual spot. He is aware that there are cameras that monitor the movement of a vehicle inside the building, of a person from the parking to the buildings. So we don't want to say he was avoiding such. Yeah. We're just saying that the breach of protocol raised eyebrows.
Colonel, there appears to be information suggesting that Major-General Senona could be in hiding right now. Are you aware of this, or possibly his whereabouts right now?
We only know of his whereabouts where he is in this building. So when he is not in the building, we will not know of his whereabouts.
Finally, Major or Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, has he been in touch with the boss to Major General Senona, basically the acting Hawks head at national level, to make him aware, appraise him of what has happened here?
Soon after General Senona left the building, General Mkhwanazi spoke with the acting national head of the Hawks and informed him of what happened, and also asked him to send somebody who will come and collect the office keys of General Senona, which he left at the hands of the security guards. Voluntarily so, because all he had to leave behind was electronic devices. He had to take with his phone and his office keys, but he chose to leave office keys behind. Then General Mkhwanazi spoke to acting head of the Hawks, General Nkosi, so that he can send somebody to come and collect the keys of his office, since a member who reported under him left them unattended.
I'm desperate to end the conversation, Colonel, and I will end it after this question, and it links back to the one I've just asked you about General Senona, information suggesting that he is in hiding right now. You may remember at the commission that he was forced to reveal very sensitive information, basically disclose names such as those of a Mr. Mutsumi, who is understood to be this very dangerous person. And this was after his lawyers begged the commission not to release that information. Are you aware whether General Senona may have asked for protection? I'm simply asking this on the basis of this information that seems to be coming through, that he is in hiding.
General Senona is a senior police officer. He will know the protocols to follow when he needs security or protection services. So we will not want, as police in KwaZulu-Natal, to entangle ourselves to matters between the commission and the general and whoever else who is involved. Ours is to police the province and ensure that people in the province are and feel safe. Anything else about personal matters of protection should be dealt through the right channels.
Thank you very much for your time and explanation there. Robert Netshiunda, Thank you very much indeed for your time. All right. And we are hoping that at some point the lawyers representing Major General Senona will connect with us, because what they had issued earlier is now rebutted by the office of Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. We're hoping to bring that conversation to you if and when the lawyers do agree to talk to us.